Hello, hi. My name is Francesca. I am an Italian knitter. I have a knitting podcast, but today I'm doing something a little bit different than a regular podcast episode. And I'm doing a knitting vlog, and this is for this shirt here that I don't want to show because I want it to be a surprise. I had a lot of fun actually filming this knitting vlog. I love watching knitting vlogs on other people's channels. I thought I made one myself. I'm very interested to see if you actually like it, and I hope to bring you some companionship with the next 30-ish minutes. Bye, friends. Come. Hi, friends. So today, me and the cat would like to start a knitting vlog. What I will be knitting on will be the Skagen Tee, and I'm very excited. It's going to be my first summery lightweight shirt that I knit in 2022, and it's March. It's the first day of March and we're already trying to move on into spring. We'll see how it goes. We might just revert back to cozy mohair sweaters very soon. We'll see. The cat, in the meantime, says hello to you. He's very excited because I think he knows we're gonna be doing a lot of sofa knitting. That's it. That's it. That's it. Meow. This is a picture of the final object, and you can see that the shirt has buttons and a button band. This would be an open cardigan style shirt, so I would have to knit and then purl and kind of knit it flat. However, I'm a rebel, so I will modify this pattern so that I don't need to knit and purl. I will just knit round and round, and it will be just a very cute v-neck shirt. Okay, so the first thing that I actually need to do is free up the cable that I want to use. I'm using it for a different sweater, which I don't have the patience to finish right now. I just need to finish the bottom hem, but I cannot be bothered right now. I want to start with my shirt. So I will just move it to like a stitch holder. It's like a transparent plasticky cable with a needle, so that it should be very easy to slide through. So I will free up my cable so that we can cast on the shirt. Cat is here and it's really liking the cable. Nope. Okay, I made it. So I think it would have been just better and more convenient to just pass the stitches onto a longer cable and it with like two knitting needles attached, because this cable, this is from my Chaigu. It's a better quality. It's like straight, it doesn't bend too much, but this plastic one is a little bit bendy. So it wasn't as easy to slide through the stitches. I will try a few more times before passing judgment on that. To knit this shirt, I will be using Drops Safran. This is the color Red Clay Terracotta, and I think it kind of feels like a rose gold, warm terracotta color. I am very bad at describing colors, but I'm excited to try this. This is 100% cotton, and I don't think I've ever used 100% cotton. Seems such a common material. We have it in like shirts that are store-bought. And I'm just surprised that I've never tried knitting with it, but we'll do this today. And the cat stole one bowl, but we have more, so we're good to go. And I have a couple of swatches I will be knitting with US 6, which is this swatch here. I've tried knitting with US 7, which is a little bit bigger, but the fabric is very loose, so I do not like that. We're gonna go with the smaller needle, and that's it. I will now cast on. So since I want to make a shirt knitted in the round, but I still want to have the same width as the pattern requires, I will just cast on a few extra stitches here in the middle where the button bands would go, so that the diameter is the same. Time to join in the round and start knitting the ribbing. This is a bottom-up pattern, so it starts at the bottom hem and it comes up, and this is actually the first ever bottom-up pattern that I've ever tried or attempted. I usually go for top-down because they're just easier to try on and adjust if needed. I don't want to say that I don't love it. If I never tried, I should not really judge, so don't judge a pattern by its construction before you try. Then after you can judge it. I have a confession to make since we're being completely honest in this vlog, and that's that I'm doing one of those things that knitters should not do, and that's I am knitting a size up in the pattern compared to the one that I would be my size, because my gauge is a little bit tighter than what the pattern asks for. I have a little bit, I have an extra stitch or a couple of stitches more than what the pattern requires per 10 centimeters or 4 inches. And I did a little bit of math, and it seems like if I knit a size up, I would then get the same measurement, waist measurement, diameter of the shirt compared to the size that I should be knitting. And I'm doing this because I have this cotton yarn that I would really like to use, and I really love this pattern and the look of the final shirt, so I'm attempting this experiment. We'll see how it goes. I just started the second round. First round was quite horrible, as always. After you join in the round, I find that it's a little bit tricky, but now it's going well. Hello again. This is where we're at, and I finished the ribbing, and I am now on the first round, which is only stockinette, and this is going to be very exciting because from then on I shall just knit in the round forever and ever until it's time to construct this kind of yoke top part here. But yeah, we're in the belly area. Good morning. Oh, I didn't even brush my hair this morning, but my husband is bringing our daughter to daycare, and so I have a few minutes with an empty house, and I'm drinking cappuccino. And I also have a couple of cookies, like chocolate dipped cookies. I am gonna be doing just like 5 minutes of knitting, and this is how much progress I was able to get to yesterday while watching TV. I don't know how much this is in length, maybe 5 centimeters. I have like 30 centimeters to get to before the action starts, like the decreases or like casting off for the armholes and like stuff start to happen. We're not even by the belly button, I guess, here. Hi, so today I was able to knit a good amount actually in between work stuff, and now my daughter is home from daycare and I will try to knit a little bit while I watch her. We'll see if she'll let me do that. Hi, nice to see you again. I just made myself a cup of tea and I also dimmed the lights. At this time of night, I cannot tolerate very harsh, bright light anymore, and so usually the living room is quite dark and cozy. I put my daughter to bed a few minutes ago and I just joined the cat who's here beside me on the sofa, and I will be doing a little bit of knitting, maybe half an hour, maybe less. And I want to also do some reading. I started a new book recently, a few days ago. That's it. I shall show you the progress I made today. Yeah, I think we're at a good length here. I might have another same amount again to make up the entire length of the shirt. I guess it also depends how cropped I want it to be. I don't know. I think what I'll do is I'll measure other shirts that I have and just replicate that same length instead of following what the pattern says, just because I feel like I'm shorter than the average woman, or I guess the average person. So I think I just have to do my own instead of following the standard measurements. But that's it. I think in terms of width or diameter of the shirt, I did compare with other shirts that I have, and it seems to be a good match. Maybe a little bit looser than other more fitted shirts that I have, which is perfect. That's it. I'm excited to at some point put it on some waste yarn and give it a little bit of a soak and put it to dry so that we can actually see kind of the final measurements. And I will be doing that before I start adding the sleeves, so that I can actually see how much the fabric stretches, if I need to frog anything, if I need to fix the sizing, but yeah, that's it. I will be doing my knitting now, and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. My husband is bringing our daughter to daycare, so this is my kind of a quiet time around the house. I've been doing a lot of progress on my shirt. We are at a good length. We still have a little bit to go before doing the yoke action. But today I have a little bit of work stuff to do at my computer, and I will intentionally take some breaks here and there. I do like the fabric that's coming out, even though this is not blocked yet, so it doesn't look extremely smooth and pretty, but I like the drape. It seems like I got a good enough gauge to allow for like a pretty drapey, lightweight fabric. It's not stiff at all, so I like that. Because this I will be wearing during the spring and summer, so I do want something that's like comfortable and doesn't like cling to my body or like it's too stiff. Perfect. So we'll see what we are able to accomplish in terms of knitting today. Hello, hi. So my work day is over for today. It's about like 5 p.m. I try to stop working around 5. I have a somewhat flexible schedule and I try to shut down my laptop at this time. I will maybe pick it up later tonight or just maybe answer a few emails from my phone, but other than that I'm done. And I was checking my works in progress basket, which I started using like maybe 3 or 4 days ago, and I'm liking it so far. I was checking like numbers of balls that I have left. I am done almost with just this teeny tiny wrinkled amount left. This was my second ball. I have 5 more. I had 7 in total, and this should bring me to like a good enough amount of yarn. I will show you my progress. I didn't do much knitting today, but this is an honest vlog, and therefore you shall get an honest update. It looks probably the same as you saw me showing maybe earlier today. I will measure it with this teeny tiny ruler here, and I will tell you in real time what the length that I got to. It's about 25 centimeters. I will probably knit for longer than the pattern requires, especially because I do have a good amount of yarn, so I should be able to do that comfortably without playing yarn chicken. And I will compare it to maybe other shirts, and let's see what we feel. Hello, welcome to my sofa. So while the bottom half of the shirt is drying, and I think it'll take a couple of days at least because my office is not particularly warm, but what I can do in the meantime is I can cast on and knit the two like sleeves. These are like quite short sleeves, and then they will be joined together with the bottom half of the shirt, which is what I have knitted so far. And then we'll just finish up kind of the yoke. So for the two sleeves, what I'm thinking is that I will knit the two sleeves two at a time. So one long cable, and I'll be doing magic loop and knit them two at a time. This reminds me of when I was a sock knitter, as in like when I was knitting socks, which I don't do anymore because I just now allow myself not to knit socks. I find that they're perfect gifts, and I also love wearing hand knitted socks. Yeah, I love them more than like store-bought socks for sure, 100%. However, I do not enjoy knitting them. Small needles, thin yarn. Oh my god, I hate knitting them. So I don't knit socks anymore. So what I was doing when knitting socks is I was just doing them two at a time. So I will just use the same technique to do the two sleeves at a time. I like to cast on one sleeve at a time, or I guess one sock at a time, and knit the ribbing. And when I have one ribbing and the other ribbing kind of done separately, I usually just put them on the same long cable or like long circular needle, and from then on I can just knit them two at a time, and I can show you how to do that. Hello, so today's a different day, and we now have the two ribbings done separately. So this is like a circular needle with the ribbing done and on the magic loop technique with its ball of yarn, and on the other side, same thing. So they're exactly the same. The only difference in my specific case is just that one has a much longer cable. And so what I will be doing now is to transfer these stitches from this circular needle to this one. And usually what I would typically do is pass the stitches very carefully, so sliding everything kind of close to the tip of the needle and moving them one at a time, very slowly, carefully. But I had a brilliant idea. I don't know if it's brilliant, but I feel like it's promising. It's a promising idea. So I will just move the stitches on the needle and I will unscrew them. So I will remove the cable and I will attach these needles onto this cable. Okay, done. So I now have the two separate ribbings connected, each of them to its own ball of yarn on the same cable. I don't know if this method of unscrewing the needles from one and put them to the other was much faster than just passing one stitch at a time. Anyway, and then I will just work through the stitches. And this is just stockinette in the case of this pattern, so it's actually quite relaxing. I will leave tutorials in the description box. I've learned from Nina Phillips. She's also known as the knitting expat. She also has a good amount of tips and tricks on how to manage the yarn, I guess the two balls of yarn, so that you don't end up with like a tangled mess, which is, I think, the only, I guess, challenge or the only risk with this technique of two at a time knitting. Hello, hi, good morning. Today I'm not feeling amazingly well. You might be able to tell from my voice. However, last night I did finish the sleeves. I did knit them 2 at a time, like I showed you, but then I moved them, like I separated them into 2 different cables, because when you attach them to the body to complete the shirt, you actually need to attach them separately, so this is just more convenient. And I did knit the sleeves a little bit longer than the pattern asked for, maybe like a 30% more, like a few centimeters more, just based on my preference. And in terms of the body, now it's all dry and everything, and I feel like it's still a bit short. Oh, it's all wrinkly, sorry. I feel like it's still a bit short, or at least it was short when I picked it up from my yoga mat and looked at it. So I've been knitting a few extra rows to increase the length, and I will probably knit a few more centimeters, but other than that, I think it works. I tried it on as I slipped it on and then just hold it here near my chest area, trying to understand where the underarms would be, and yeah, in the beginning it was still a bit short. It came to my belly button, and I'd like it a little bit longer so that I can easily tuck it in my high-waisted pants, jeans, shorts. So yeah, I'm just needing a few more centimeters, and I think then after that we'll be ready to join the sleeves and do the yoke. Hello everyone, I am just about to go to sleep finally. I put the 2 sleeves and the body on the same cable. And this is the other sleeve, but they're not connected yet. So I don't know if you can tell, but they're just on the same cable, all of the 3 pieces together, but I have not connected them. So tomorrow morning, whenever I feel like knitting, I'll start with knitting in the round, and that's when I will be connecting the 3 pieces, and from then up to the neckline. The more I'll go towards the neckline, the less stitches I will have. I do like that. See you tomorrow. Hello everyone. I haven't filmed over the last couple of days because I've been feeling a little bit poorly. This is a cold that my daughter brought home from daycare as a gift. She's doing okay. I'm doing worse than her. I have been doing a little bit of progress, and this is where we're at. So sleeves, these tiny sleeves are attached to the body now. I have split here in the neckline. This is the kind of the starting point for the V-neck. You can kind of see here that there's a V, and also the other sleeves is attached. And these are some raglan decreases because they actually go upward, and so you decrease up until you have like a neckline that is tighter than your kind of chest area. And let me tell you something. This was my first bottom-up construction, and it will probably be the last. Dun, 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 dun. I have not been enjoying having to guess the length of the sleeves and the body. I will not know if this length is a good length for my body up until I actually probably more or less bind off at the end. Because only then I can really like properly try it on, and it will be too late to make any adjustments. I much prefer top down, just because I can actually try it on and decide the length of the sleeves and the body after trying it on. I guess we knew this even before this experiment, but I now have the proof. And working with cotton yarn is
been interesting in the sense that it's very tight. It's very non-stretchy on your hands. I feel like it'll be a dream to wear because I can really see and feel the drape, and it feels very comfortable. So I feel like the result will be worth it, but the process of knitting with cotton is not my favorite one. I'm also interested to try maybe blends, cotton and silk blends. I feel that might be an option that will make me enjoy the process of knitting a little bit more. That's it. I will knit a little bit more on this today, and I'll report back on my progress. Today I came to my parents' house for just a few hours. Since me and my daughter are not feeling 100%, we could use some help. So that she's entertained by the grandparents and I can just kind of chill for a little bit. And I have my tea, I have my shirt to knit on for a little bit. We have an almost finished shirt. The neckline feels pretty wide and open. However, it might not be an issue because I will now pick up the stitches along here in the kind of neckline and do a little bit of ribbing. So that might help bringing it in and kind of tighten it a little bit. And that's what I will be doing today. I should not really spend a lot of time knitting today because I have 100 million things to do, especially because I had things over the past couple of days that I haven't done because I wasn't feeling well and I was caring for my daughter. But I will do a little bit, just a teeny tiny few minutes, please, while drinking my tea with like 2 spoons of honey to kind of help soothe the throat situation. And for this v-neck ribbing, if you remember, I modified the shirt so that I was knitting in the round and it's not cardigan style shirt anymore. And so I cannot really just follow the pattern because the pattern talks about button bands and buttons and things that I don't have the need for. And so I'm relying on a couple of YouTube videos that explain how to properly do the ribbing for a v-neck. And so there are some decreases here at the center, even when you do the ribbing, so that it actually feels like a v-neck. That's it. Bye, friends. All the stitches are on the needles, and so I'm just gonna go around and round and do the ribbing. I need to remember to switch the needles to smaller size for the ribbing. This is something that I always forget, and then I realize like a couple of rounds into the ribbing that I'm using larger needles. Not this time, not this time. I'm also gonna go ahead and count how many stitches I have because ideally I would have an even number so that I can do 2 by 2 ribbing as is, because if they're odd number of stitches I need to knit it together somewhere. Hello, hi. It turned out that the neckline ribbing that I've done, it is too tight. You can see, I just did a few rows, but you can see that there's some puckering here at the neckline. There you go, I think this is pretty clear. And the fabric here around the neckline, it puckers a little bit. So I'm gonna rip it, and it should be fairly easy because these are picked up stitches, so it should unravel pretty easily. And I will redo it. Back to square one. Does this look better? I don't know, we'll see. I think we'll find out when we're a few rounds of ribbing in. I mean, I'm okay with trying again if needs be. I'm not great at picking up stitches. I never know how many, like what's the best technique or anything like that. So this is good learning experience. We'll see how it goes. People, we have a finished shirt. A round of applause, please. This is it. I think it turned out pretty great, especially considered all the things that went on during this project and all the modifications, like knitting in the round instead of a cardigan style, having to look up tutorials for this v-neck, having to knit a size up because I had a denser gauge. What else? Having to guess the length of the sleeves and the body because this was bottom up and I couldn't really try it on until I bind off everything. Yeah, so all things considered, I'm pretty happy. The cat is also happy. I'm gonna go and retrieve the cat because I think it's only fitting to say goodbye with him as well. Here's my boy. The boy is here. It says goodbye to you all and he hopes to see you soon. Not sure if I'll do another knitting vlog very soon. This was a lot of time filming and editing, but it was fun though, so we'll see. I don't know. That's it. Bye, friends.